Welcome back to another edition of Everything Football. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. Uh, One of the things that's disturbed me for a lot of years, and over this past week and past the last couple of years, but it goes way back, goes way back. As a matter of fact, probably early 2000s, I suppose, late 90s, early 2000s, I think. Is because this past week has been the National Signing Day. And with the National Signing Day, these guys the young guys coming out of high school, they're signing, just going to go to the college that they choose to go play for the next 4 years at. They getting offered scholarships and all that good stuff. And one of the things I never liked, because I always said if I was a father of a star recruiter or a star football player, whatever, what have you, pick your team already, go up there, pull your hat out, do all that kind of stuff. I never personally never really liked the 3 and 4 hats up there and all of that, and all of that stuff. I never liked it because to me it's just ridiculousness. It's a bunch of showboating, and I don't really care for it. Just say where you're gonna go. It actually probably even goes back further when you go back and you watch the 30 for 30 special about the Dallas Carter football team and that big shot defensive back they had. I can't remember the brother's name at this particular time, but letter of content, or he's gonna sign. He's sitting in the jacuzzi and all this kind of stuff, and things just went crazy after that. After that particular time or whatever. But now you see, this is something that guys go up there with 3 or 4 hats, have and all this kind of stuff. And when I first started seeing that on the regular, I really am turned off because I really don't actually watch it. But a gentleman, young cat, Jacob Copeland, who's like one of the top five wide receivers in the country, 4 or 5 star receiver and stuff like that from out of I think Pensacola, Florida, if I'm not mistaken. He has his National Signing Day, and he has Tennessee, Alabama, and Florida up there. Now, to the right of him, I know by now you probably everybody's pretty much have seen this by now. You'll see where his mother, and I think if I'm not mistaken, probably his grandmother and some of his uh, kinfolks and whatnot in the back of him. Uh, they got the Alabama shirts on his mother and grandmother and whatnot. I think it might be his brother, whomever has a Tennessee on, whatever the case may be. And he picks Florida. Now, everybody's probably seen this by now, heard it by now, seen everything by now, and we all see what has happened and stuff like that. His mother gets up and walks away, which is absolutely ridiculous, embarrassing for him. You see, the kid is like completely discombobulated by this whole situation that has happened. I don't know if the gentleman that came back sat down next to him was his father or uncle or whomever he supposed to have been. But this is embarrassing. This didn't even happen. This actually happened to Landon Collins a few years ago, back in 2012 or 13 or whenever that was. That happened with him, and then happened to his brother like 2 years later and whatnot, where his mother is just like, "Oh, I don't like the team. He should go to LSU and all this other kind of stuff." It's not about you, ladies. It's not about you. It's not about you. This is about the kid right here. He worked his butt off to do what he did to get a full ride scholarship, which is no money out of your pocket. Which I kind of highly doubt that a lot of these people even have this kind of money, that they would ever have this kind of money to even have aside for him to even go to college. I'm just gonna be honest with you. You follow, college is extremely expensive. So in regardless on wherever he decides to go to college, that's 4 years is not coming. That's 4 years of tuition and all that stuff is not coming out of your pocket. You follow what I'm saying? So that is a blessing. And for you to sit up there and act that way, I don't know if somebody offered you or whatever the case may be. It has nothing to do with you at the end of the day. But I'm like, that's one of the things that really ticked me off about what the mother did, as well as the grandmother sitting right there as well. As I heard, that was the grandmother that was sitting next to his mother. Don't know that for sure, but that's what I heard. Uh, and the disgust that was on her face for him picking Florida. This is a Division 1 school. He's not going to some Division 2, Division 3 school. Division 1 school, top tier universities in the country. As what he's going for football, obviously what he's going for football is nothing more than a pony league, or if you will, or a minor league for pro football. And just call it what it is. But like I said, I normally do stories like that. Everything I pretty much deal with is NFL. But I'm dealing with this because it's like just as a parent, and my wife kind of asked me to speak up on this, being a parent of two, and it's like couldn't even conceive of ever doing anything remotely close to this. Uh, it made no sense whatsoever, and it's not a good look at all. And you know what I mean, but it's not a good look. It's not a good look whatsoever. But that's one of the things that really pissed me off. The next thing that really pissed me off was just listen here to this. Just listen to this for me. This is when he's picked where he's going. Mother gets up, getting ready to walk away. Grandmother's looking in disgust, looking like spoiled fish in the face. Now he's talking to ESPN now.
Jacob, you're going to Florida. Who just got up and left there? And to your right, who got up and left?
Now the person who asked him who got up and left was a guy by the name of Matt Shick of ESPNU. He was on the panel with some other guy and of course Mac Brown. First and foremost, you know exactly, and regardless of who it is, you know it's obviously a family member. And 9.999 times out of 10, you know that's his mother. So what pisses me off even more so is that he's poking the bear. He know this kid has been sideswiped. It's almost like he's somebody that needs glasses, and somebody knocked the glasses off his face, and he's trying to scramble around and pick them up. And then you come along and you kick the glasses even more. You're going to ask him who that was and make him explain that instead of just dealing with him about footballs and how do you feel about going to Florida? Do you expect to start? Do you want to jump in it right now? How long has Florida been on your mind and everything like that? Instead, he goes on and says these things here.
You're right. Who got up and left? My mom.
Now he said that was his mom. Now he knows who that was. And even if he didn't know who it was, have guts, have enough class. See, ESPN gets away. That's why I don't really look at ESPN. This is the kind of crap that they call themselves doing, and it's BS journalism that they call themselves doing nowadays. I'm like, why are you trying to turn this into? It's already a sort of quote unquote reality TV because of what he's doing. But now you're trying to turn it into something else. You know exactly who he is, who that person is. And if you don't, if you know it's a family member or somebody that was completely distraught that he made this, that he did this, and then you see the reaction on the kid's face and how he felt, but yet you're going to still poke the bear. Just listen.
Why did she walk out and leave?
You know exactly why she walked out and left for. Because he picked Florida. She has an Alabama hat. She has an Alabama shirt on. Why she has a Tennessee hat on as well, I guess that was one of the two. But more or less, the Alabama shirt stood out more than anything, right? Why don't you just ask him a question like, how do you feel about your decision? How do you feel about your decision? Do you expect to go in and contribute right away? You know what I'm saying? What came about with this decision? What made you not to mess with him about the situation that's going on right now? And you know the kid this is not no 25, 26, 27-year-old man who's been in the NFL for 4 or 5, 6 years and knows how to kind of deal with the press a little bit. This is between a 17 and 19-year-old kid, and you're going to sit up there and mess with him like that. And it's a shame on Matt Shick. Somebody needs to call that guy out on that. Matter of fact, I'm calling him out on it. I will put him in my, when I upload, put him on blast for that because he didn't have to do that. This is a kid we're talking about. And regardless of his size and whatever like that, why would you sit up there and put him on the spot like that and make him look a certain way? He's already discombobulated. He's already, trying to scramble around because of what his mother did. But you are no better than her because both of y'all get an F in this whole thing. She gets an F as a mother. You get a complete F as a journalist. So I don't know why would you even go about doing that. So you just listen to a little bit more.
I don't know exactly why she walked out, but Jacob, we saw her wearing the Alabama sweater there. what were those conversations like with her about where you were going to school?
This conversation should have never even went on. He should have never asked him about it. You know the guy is just messed up behind this, and yet you're going to poke the bear. And I really don't. I have no respect for Matt Shick. I really don't watch ESPN like that. Uh, and like I said, I really don't deal with that sign and stuff because I think it's a little corny. I think the kid should come up there and already have in his mind, I'm going to Florida. All that theatrics and all that other kind of stuff like these guys have been doing now for the past 15, 16, 17, 18 years now. I'm taking my talents now. They're grabbing the LeBron thing. I'm taking my talents and going here and there and stuff like that. I think it's all BS. That's just my opinion. People may say, oh, you old fogey. I call it what you want. I played high school football in the 80s. It's like you pick where you pick where you went and that was it. It wasn't all this stuff that you got going on now, the internet and all this other type of stuff. You just went to where you went. You picked a college, you made your mind up and you went and you signed your letter. You signed your letter, and you eventually end up, you go to the school, you announce, I'm going to SMU, I'm going to Texas, I'm going whatever. All the theatrics, all the other stuff is just really for what? It doesn't need to go but that's just my humble opinion. Like I said, this is something in high school, really don't deal with that. But just as a parent and what I saw would happen, and just more confirmation on why I don't really deal with ESPN and a lot of these other places, and I just kind of do my own show and trying to get it better and better because that's why I call it everything football. Dealing with football, that was no reason for Matt Shick to even bring that stuff up and make that kid try to explain to him what just went on. You know exactly just what went on, but you're going to still make him try to do that. And the woman, whatever her name is, I don't know if her last name is Copland. I have no idea. I really don't care. But for me to you, shame on yourself. You made as a big F as a parent. It's pathetic. It's ridiculous. It looks it's corny. Makes you look bad as a mother. Makes you look bad as a mother. Period. I don't even want to go to African American mother. Just makes you look bad as a mother. Period. You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't going to support him, then don't come. That goes for all of this Lando Collins' mother and all the ridiculousness she did. I even heard their relationship is still strained based off of what she still did to him, and even later on to her other son. It's not about you. It's not about you. I could go into a lot of different details about that, but that's not of what I think. But it's like that's not the important part about it. This is National Signing Day for your child. You're there for support wherever you go. And at the end of the day, you're not paying one dime out of your pocket for him to go to college. He busted his butt out there running wind sprints, lifting weights, doing plays, doing drills, all of that to get to raise the eye of a Saban and all these other different coaches and stuff that wanted this young man to come out there and play for them. So back off. It's an embarrassment. And I will say this again to Matt Shick, you should be ashamed of yourself to sit up there to poke the bear or to just add insult to injury. It's pathetic journalism on your part. You look like an idiot. Nobody called you out because, of course, y'all ESPN, nobody saw that. Everybody likes to see the train wreck or whatever, but you know what you did and what happened. And shame on you. And ESPN needs to do better than that. I'll be back in a few minutes with a few other. Cause I have a couple other things I'm gonna discuss tonight. All right, talk with you later.